Hi everyone, my name is Jodi. Today I'm going to be doing a mock booking training with Sandals. Normally my mock booking trainings I use Vax. When I first started, I would post 2 to 3 mock bookings a week, share them into Facebook groups every single day. That is how I got a lot of my clientele. Now what I do is I share into Facebook groups, either a mock booking or I introduce myself into the groups. I do one of the two, but I am always, every single morning, I will introduce myself or share a mock booking into 5 Facebook groups. When I first started, I would do 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, and 5 at night. Now I pretty much just do 5 a day, but I do it almost 7 days a week. I'm consistent with my social media. Consistency really does matter. Today, I'm going to try and show you how to do a Sandals mock booking. The reason why I don't do Sandals as much is because a lot of times it might be a little more expensive with them. So I like to try and keep mock bookings to a certain level, somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 for 2 people for 5 nights. Because then I find that if you do that, people are more interested in that than if you do the higher price points. However, last week I was on a Sandals webinar, and I don't know if anybody else was, but they said we have, I think, 7 days if you were on that webinar to offer certain things. So I did offer it the other day, and you had to have been on the webinar to be able to do it. So I'm going to actually share my screen. Let's go into Facebook. This is what, no, where is it? So we were able to, the people that were on the webinar were able to offer your clients one of these, a $250 spa credit, $250 credit combo, 3-hour scuba program, or a catamaran cruise when you book 6 nights or longer in a club or butler suite. So I might see if I can actually use that and offer something. It's only through August 7th. The next thing I want to do with Sandals, I just go to the regular consumer site and I go to specials. And every Wednesday, go to 777 offer. It's every Wednesday through the following Tuesday. They have 7 deals. So it's 7 days, 7% off of 7 select rooms. Okay, so I'm going to go and just look at these rooms and see if any interest me. And I'm going to look at a price point because, again, I want this for a mock booking. Okay, so the other thing with mock bookings for me, I like to do, I'm outside Philadelphia, I like to do nonstop flights. So I know that Jamaica, I can get a nonstop flight for them. I've actually been to South Coast and love it. So I might look there. You also have Dunn's River. So I'm going to see, Grenada's not as easy for us to get to, nor is Antigua, but I could possibly do it out of Newark. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the Sandals travel agent portal. If you don't have, if you haven't been with us, I believe, oh gosh, I forget how long it is, if it's 60 days or 3 months to get into Sandals. I know that Pleasant Holidays, I think you might have to wait some time to get there. They have it. American Airlines Vacations was just talking about it at our convention. So there are other places you can book Sandals if you're a brand new agent. So I'm going to go into the TA portal. And I'm actually going to go to book quote. Oh, let me log in. I'm going to go to book and quote. For anyone who has not used the new portal, it's fantastic. You can actually send so many quotes to your client. I think it might be up to 11, which is great. You can do book now to add flights, send quote. You're not allowed to add flights. So I'm going to actually just go to book now. And I'm going to select Jamaica because I know it's easy for clients to get to. So South Coast and Dunn's River both had some on the 777. And I actually want to see. So this is a club level. If I do 6 nights, I might be able to offer them one of those extras. So I'm going to do South Coast. Let's do 6 nights. So let's push it off to, let's do, no, that's around Valentine's Day. Let's do the 1st through the 7th of February and just see what comes up. I'm going to add flights from PHL. And I'm going to continue. Okay. So this is the price of the room. This isn't the club level though that they were talking about. So a club level is going to be much more expensive. Let's try 5767. That's without. Let's try Dunn's River and just see what I get there. I think that's going to be expensive too. So for the, yeah, so club levels, you're looking at 6,600 plus the flights. So I'm not going to do that for a mock booking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this, forget about those extras that I could offer. I can always upsell a client, because the thing too to remember is, I want to go back to February 1st.
Hey, Jodi, I hate to interrupt you real quick. What port did you say we're departing from?
I do Philadelphia.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, so I'm going to update it to just 5 nights. Now with mock bookings, you can do it sooner. So that way, if somebody does book it, you'll be getting commission sooner. However, I mean, I'm just putting this out there as February. The other thing to remember, mock bookings, it's not so much you're going to sell this vacation, but people will start following your page. That's what I care about it. Care with it. Okay, so that's 4146 for a travertine luxury room. Let's check South Coast. Okay, so that's what was the other one? That's 4805. Let's just see what else we have there. Let's look at Royal Caribbean. I'm trying all the Jamaica ones to just see what I can get. So Royal Caribbean's a smaller one. That's 4530. So that will probably be about 6,000. Just looking at different ones. And then I'm going to check a couple different dates real quick. So let's go back and look at, let's try November. Just see if it's any cheaper. Okay, so that's a lot cheaper if you do November. Problem with November, when would it be paid? When would you have to pay it? So right now we're August. Okay, so let's look at this. That brings it down a lot. That brings it down a lot. So now let's go back to, let me do 6 nights. Let me go to 6 nights. Okay, so that's a club level room right there. Only 1 room left. That's the only bad side, but it's 4555. That's 6 nights. Bear with me, guys, because this is what I do when I'm looking at these. And I usually try and fly out a Sunday. I find it cheaper. That's still just 1. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, so we're going to do that Silver Sun Beachfront Club Level Junior Suite. We're going to do book this room. And then we have to do the flights. So hopefully they have the flights available. No flights. Okay, that's fine. Give me a second. Okay, so we're going to get rid of flights here. Continue. And then I'm going to go right to American and see how much the flights will be. Going for 2 people. No, we did it to November 8th. Search. The other thing you can use is you can use Google Flights to sort of see if you can find flights cheaper. So like if I went into Google Flights now, I can go Philadelphia to MBJ. I'll do my November 2nd through 8th, search. And I'm going to go to nonstop. Okay, so that's 561. So let's try the 9th through the 15th. That's more expensive. Let's try the 5th through the 11th. Just trying different dates. Okay, so that might be cheaper, the 5th through the 11th. I usually like to try and do, though, a weekend to weekend for mocks because then people don't have to take off 2 weeks of work. So I'm going to keep it with the time I had, the 2nd to the 8th. Okay, so I'm going to go, even though it says one room left, that's okay. I'll put limited availability. With this, the insurance, the travel protection, I believe is, I think you put it in after the fact. I believe the travel protection for Sandals is $140 per person during these dates. So okay, so it's $140 per adult then, or $150 per adult from those dates. So I'm gonna add on $280 for protection. And I'm gonna go to round trip. See, this is basic economy. I never go by basic economy. I always choose main cabin. So we're looking at $671 per ticket plus 140 times 2. Okay, so that's 1622 plus the 45.55. Okay. So it's 61.77. All right. So the amount that you have to pay is $98 down, plus you'd have to pay for the flights and the travel protection. So it's 98 down. What did I say that was? Sorry. 671. You also can do it without air as well. You don't have to add air if you don't want to. So with Sandals, you have to put the 98 down. You have to pay for your flights, whether you're booking with Sandals or elsewhere, and you have to pay your travel protection. In 21 days, it will automatically charge $302 for the rest of your hold, and then the final payment will be later. So the total amount needing to be put down is $1,580. Divided by 2 would be $790 per person. So the question is, do you book it? Do you post a mock booking with or without air? So I think right now I'm thinking maybe you do it without air. So let's see what we're going to do. So let's go to Sandals South Coast. It's 45.55. I'm going to remember this. Plus 41.40. So this way, it comes to 48.35 total, 6 nights. We're not including air. They have to put down $98 plus the 140 for the travel protection for each person. So 378 deposit. Everybody with me? Everybody with me? Let's see if I have any questions. Do I take into consideration the best time to travel? So I do understand this is during hurricane season, but I travel during hurricane season. Doesn't mean that a hurricane will happen. So I sometimes do and I sometimes don't. Can you offer tin leg? Yes, you can offer tin leg instead if you want. No, I don't do wedding mock bookings. All right. Let me go and do this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Sandals. You can do two things. This is what I always advise people to do. I've been to the Sandals, but if you have not, look it up. One thing about South Coast, it is 90 minutes from the airport, but I always suggest you look up the reviews. This has 4.5 review out of 5. If something had 4.0, I usually don't even offer it, but you can read reviews and see what people think about it. So I always suggest that when you're doing mock bookings. The next thing you can do with TripAdvisor is you can go click on the picture, go back to album and click from management. Now, this is beautiful. I love it, but they're not staying in an overwater bungalow, so I don't want to post that. I like to do certain pictures. I might save this one. I'm not sure. So I only use management photos. And I never show a room that I'm not offering, if that makes sense. For anyone who's been there, they just rebuilt Latitudes, the outdoor bar. I absolutely love it. I sort of like the Jerk Shack. Let's do that. All right, and then the next thing I want to do is I want to actually go to Sandals. I want to see if I can view a room. Do you remember what room I chose? What room did I choose? That may have helped, huh? I'll go back to that. I think it was definitely a club. Let me go back to what I chose. That would help me a lot.
There were some club level.
I know it was a club level. Yeah, I think I chose
The Silver
this one,
Sun.
Silver Sun Beachfront
Yes.
club level. Okay, so this one. So let's see the photos. This is one that's not been. Can I save it or is it going to do it?
There are 5-star resorts, and there are all
right, somebody's got their thing. If you can mute yourself.
The world's only 5-star luxury included.
All right, let's do that. All right, so I have that picture now too. All right, so now the next thing I'm going to do, let me go back to sharing. All right, so I'm going to go and I'm going to put this into I'm going to pull up one of my. So when you start doing these mock bookings, you will find how you want to word it. And believe me, it took me a long time to figure out how I wanted to. Feel free to follow my page. Just don't please share my mock booking. It'll help me, not you. Give me a second to find where I did my last one. So I sort of do this, and I will change it a little bit. I'm going to go into my page. I'm going to go to Meta Business Suite. I've hooked up my Instagram with my Facebook. So I like to do it with Meta Business Suite, and I'm going to create post. So I'm going to add my photos. I have these 3. And then I'm going to add the other one. I usually like to do 4 photos. Then they're going to be auto cropped. I don't want them auto cropped. And I also want to choose which one I want to do first. Normally I don't say sandals, or I won't say what it is, but I like that picture. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to edit the photo, and I'm going to do horizontal.
Is making them horizontal just a preference, or is there
You
a
can do
reason?
square, you can do horizontal. You basically need it all the same for Instagram. So since I'm doing it on both, they can either auto crop it, and I don't want them to auto crop. So I want to know how it's going to look. So that's why I just choose horizontal.
I see. Thank you.
Sure. And then I'm going to put 6 nights in Jamaica. And so the total is going to be $48.35 for 2 adults. I could put it either, put that in half and say, you know, whatever it is per person based on double occupancy, but I'm going to put for 2 adults. I'm going to put the dates of 11/2 to 11/8/25. Includes a beachfront. I'm going to say beachfront club level junior suite. I don't have to say Silver Sun. Okay, and how do I know it's 5-star? This is all I do. I look Sandals secret, Sandals South Coast, and it says 5-star hotel. I'm not saying this is always right on Google, but that's how I go by it. Okay, the 5-star adults only, all-inclusive resort. And I should say, Sandals, you don't have to be a couple. Couples, you have to be a couple. Just adults only, all-inclusive resort. I'm going to go back to, what can I do? I'm going to go back to this. So this is not going to be nonstop flights. I'm going to say hotel transfers, travel protection, cancel for any reason. Okay. And I'm going to also, you get to choose one of these incredible perks. If booked by, I think it was August 7th. Let's check. By August 7th. Deposit is $378 total. Total. So it's $378, but then they pay $302 in a few days. That's fine. Call or text. I'm going to say Sandals. And I'm going to say, you get to choose, and I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take that out. Okay. because I'm only promoting this one. Sandals in November. Let's do sandals in November. I'll go over all this in a second. Okay. So 6 nights in Jamaica, $48.35 for 2 adults. Oh, I need to put it's land only. Price subject to change in availability. This is pricing is for, I got it, can price different hotel rooms. Okay, is for land only. They're not included. Okay. So 6 nights in Jamaica, how much it will be, 11.2 to 11.8, but it includes hotel transfers and cancel for any reason travel protection. Also, you get to choose one of these incredible perks. Deposit is $378 total, call or text. So you give a call to action. I'm going to tell them I can price different hotel room and dates. Normally I would say from different airports, etc. Price subject to change in availability. And I want them to know this pricing is for land only, air not included. So before I go on, I want to see, does anybody have any questions? How did I hear about this Sandals webinar? Through an email. Through an email. Or use photos from the so Karen, I use them. I use TripAdvisor management, and I do use the photos on I know Disney has copyright laws, but I think the other hotels, you're able to use them because you're selling their service. So as long as you're using it as in a good light, I don't quote me, but I use them, if that makes sense. Do I always post my ads with the total instead of the deposit? Yes, I always put the total. I do both. Flights direct with the airline or Sandals. I like to do Sandals if possible because you get some commissions off of it. This has been recorded, so I'm not going to go back over what I talked about in the beginning. So you're more than happy to watch the recording. How do I save my previous posts? It was posted on my Facebook page. So I just went and copied it. And no, I don't normally include hotel names because I want them to contact me. I don't want to give them everything. All right. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to post this. But before I do, I'm going to copy this and I'll show you why. Copy. Oh, you know what? I also want to put limited availability because there was only one room showing that. Okay. Copy. And I'm going to paste this. So while that is going, I'm going to go over to my LinkedIn and I'm going to go to my JCW travel page there. I'm going to do the exact same thing. And I'm going to move them around. Actually, I want this at the end. I love LinkedIn used to never let you move your pictures. They've changed that. Okay. So going to hit next. It's going to come out like that. And I'm going to paste this plain text so that way I get all the emojis. Okay. So I did that. You know what I think I want to change? edit post, if booked. So I want to say that it's a JCW exclusive. So I'm going to save that. And how you can edit this is you can go back into content. And I'm going to edit, manage post, edit post. Publish that, and then I'm going to go and do it. Going to edit it here on Facebook as well. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, so let's go and look at what it looks like. I'm going to put this into the chat. This is my all my links. The reason why I'm putting there, I have a copy of group spreadsheet. It does not include the groups that I use. You have to find your own groups. But what it does is it will give you my, I'm blanking on the word, but how I set it up. Let me put that in the chat. Okay. All right, so my group spreadsheet, I've some for booking travel and I have some for team building. But what I also have, don't judge my calendar, I can do a Boyertown yard sale business post today, and I can do a Downingtown area online yard sale. So if you look at my groups, anything in bold, it tells you when you can actually book, and it's on my, or you can post, and it's on my calendar as well. So the main thing people ask, what type of groups? Moms groups, community groups, community bulletin boards, yard sale groups, no rules group, garage sale, wedding groups, if I didn't already say that, all different types of groups. For me, I like to only post in my local area because I wanted to build up my following in my local area. Sometimes I post other places, but you should be joining 5 to 7 Facebook groups a day, okay? So this is the hard part. When you go to share into Facebook groups, you're going to share as yourself. So up here in Facebook, it should show just you. But you go and you look at your business page. So you're not going to go, you're going to go into your business page as yourself. Reason being, I don't join groups as my business because a lot of times they will not let you in as a business. And I also like to have my personal Facebook page has a picture. It's public. It's got a picture of my my family. It shows things about me, so people can go and look and read things. They're not public. I mean, it's not private. If I want something private, I just post it as private. But people can see I'm a real person. I have a lot of travel stuff because of convention, but normally I don't have that much travel stuff on my personal page. Okay, so I'm in here. There are a couple things you can do. You can just, you want to share it into groups, but you could have something catchy to say. I personally will post exactly this. The reason why I do is because sometimes when you share it, it's showing underneath and people might not read it. So I just copy and paste. So the first one I'm going to do is Boyertown yard sale. So I'm going to do share, go to group. I'm going to show you how long it'll take me to do 5 of these. Boyertown yard sale. I'm going to paste this plain text, but then I'm going to have to go and make it into little paragraphs. Hopefully they stay in little paragraphs. Post. So the first thing I do, I'm going to go to Boyertown Yard Sale. I'm going to put the date. I'm going to put A1. That's for me. That's afternoon 1. I'm going to put what it is. Sandals in November. So that's my call to action. And I'm going to put Sandals South Coast. And I'm probably going to put Silver Sun Club, Beachfront Club. Well, that's okay. It says it on there. So I know if they contact me exactly what it was. And I'm going to go back in and put stuff here in a second. The next one I'm going to do is the Downingtown area online yard sale. So group again. So what this has done for me is by me doing the mock bookings and being consistent, not doing them once a week or once every few weeks, but being consistent is getting a lot of followers to my page. So that is how a lot of my clientele has found me. Okay, so those two were done. Now, these are what I did this morning. I'm going to go and post here. Grove. Oops. Berks County. And yes, you might get kicked out of from some of these. What I do is I will always try twice. If they won't post my do my post 2 times, then I won't leave the group. I just won't post in there anymore. Because sometimes, you know, the first one they may just not have seen. So I never want to think just one time they don't post that I leave a group. What I will put is like, just say I noticed that they didn't post the last one. I'll put last one not posted. So I know. And I'm in a lot of networking groups. So if you post a lot of these, people might comment. So I get a lot of comments on mine as well. Like, oh, Jodi's great to work with. I just booked a trip with her, or, you know, something like that. So people sometimes will actually comment on them as well. Okay, so before I go, let me see if I have any questions. Eric, I mostly do FunJet. I mean, I will sometimes look at travel impressions, but I mostly do FunJet. So I'm going to refresh this page. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and see my shares. And I'm going to open them up. If they're black, that means they've been posted. If it's grayed out, that means it has not been posted. So like Boyertown Yard Sale doesn't post right away. Okay, so we're going to look here. Chester County, 13,800 people. And what you can always do is do the search and search your name. And you can see if they posted other things. So they post all my stuff. Okay, so we got 13,800. Let's check the next one. This one is 8,000. This one is 14,900. And our other two. Downingtown did post mine, and it's 15,500. So what I do is I put an X if it's been posted, so I have an idea. Now, this one has not been posted. This Boyertown Yard Sale, okay? But I'm going to search to see if they posted other ones. And yes, they posted my other ones. They just have the admin approval on first. If I saw that they didn't post any of the other ones, then I'd be worried. But they posted them. So this one is 16,900. Okay. So we've got 15,5, 69, let's say like 31,000 there approximately. And then we've got another 15, 46, 54, and then another 14. So we're about 68,000 people who could possibly look at those posts. And guess how much that cost me? Nothing. It was all free. Okay, so it's free advertising that you should be using. Yeah, can I show the top of my form? Sorry. And that's on my links. I have the top of my form on my links. So I have a group name, the date last posted, what I posted. This X just means if it's been, if they post it right away or not, how many followers, and any rules. So if there are any rules, I will put it in bold. Okay. So on my YouTube, and actually let me get you my YouTube page. On my YouTube, I have a lot of mock bookings with Vax because that's what I normally do. I normally do not do a Sandals one, but I wanted to do something different. So if you ever want to watch my other ones, I will put my YouTube page on here. All right. Any questions, guys? Did that help anyone? Put a 3 in the chat if it helped. Okay, good. Thank you. Who here, put a 5 in the chat if you are, I would say 5 days a week, if you are posting into groups, either a mock booking or introducing yourself into groups. Put a 5 in the chat box if you are. Okay. Guys, when you first start, you're going to say this isn't really helping, but people will start looking at your page. Honestly, I sometimes will scroll through Facebook. I'm like, oh my God, that's a really pretty picture. And then I realize that's my posting. It's a resort. So people are noticing. So if you are not doing it, you should be doing it every single day, at least 5 days a week. If you work another job, you still have time. If you have kids, you still have time. It really can it can take you 10 to 20 minutes to do this. Why do I mostly do mock booking with Vax? Because with Vax, I can do the flights, the insurance, I do everything with it, and they're usually price point cheaper than Sandals. That's why. Okay. The other thing too is if you want to get loyalty rewards, post what you want. So for me, I post a lot of secrets. I get a lot of secrets to loyalty rewards, secrets, dreams, Zoetry, all of those. So high and inclusive. If you are somebody who likes Barcelo or likes Ryu or whatever you might like, post a lot of those. So, but yes, every single day, 5 to 7 Facebook groups you should join. Write down if there are any rules. Don't tell me that you can't join groups. I've heard so many agents say that. I can't join any groups. Guys, I'm in over 200 plus groups. You can join groups. How do you add perks exclusive to your business? So Danielle, I normally don't have perks exclusive to my business, but this one just happened to come about because I was on a webinar. Okay. Yep, 5 to 7 groups a day you should join. 5 to 7 Facebook groups a day you should join. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this helped. And you know, the other thing, actually, one more thing I want to show you that you guys should also be checking is when you are in Facebook, let me go back to my JCW. You should be checking the insights, and you'll see some, I'm going to actually show you the insights of one of mine. I don't know where it is. One of mine was like 5,000 shares or 5,000 views, and I shared it like 30 times. That was not good. I like to get about 5 to 10,000 shares for 5 to 10,000 views for 5 to 10 shares. My highest has been 31,000 views. So right now it's already 63 views on this, and I just posted it. Okay, so. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.
Sorry. Hello.